Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to the Krista Chronicles, and today we are back with another new deck digest. I love these videos so much. These might be, I don't know, I like making all my videos, but this might be my favorite because it just feels like I'm catching up on my friends on what's new, and I love chatting about the things I've gotten in the past month. So, if this is your first time on one of these videos, that's exactly what it is. So from the last new deck digest to when I'm filming, I keep track of all the decks that have come in one way or another, and I just share them. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to get started with this one that I got for a review from US Games. This was highly anticipated for me. The Happy Halloween Tarot by Sunny Graves. So this is one that was indie a few years ago and now is out mass market from US Games. They did a beautiful job, I think. First of all, how fun is the candy corn? Like, if there's gonna be bigger packaging than needs to fit the cards, one, I feel like this tray is like it's one of those really sturdy ones. It doesn't get all broken and stuff, but then also, like, when it's for a Halloween deck and you're adding these little details, that's cool with me. Okay, so this came in, oh, we need to get closer, hold on. This deck truly came in right in the nick of time for me. I'm pretty certain it is out now. If not, I'll have where you can like pre-order below if you're interested. But I got this in like 2 days or so before Halloween, so I was able to use it the last 2 days of October. I'm gonna guess probably something happened with like the production timing and stuff, because I would imagine the goal was to have it come out really in October for everyone. But it ended up being November, so timing-wise, you know, I guess that is what it is, but I really love this. I remember looking at it when it was indie and almost getting it, but being like, oh, I don't know, like I have my Halloween tarot that I really like. I only use my Halloween decks for the month of October for the most part, so I don't know, it was one of those things of like, do I really need it, even though it's so cute? Anyway, but when I saw it was coming out mass market, I was like, okay, yes. I need to try that because everyone I've seen who has this deck, this is like their favorite Halloween deck. I feel like it's between like this one and the Trick or Treat Tarot in the last like 2 years or so. So I used this the last 2 days of October, and I used it on Halloween, and I don't even know how to put into words what it is. I get it. Something about this deck is like, I don't know, it just feels so extra special for the Halloween season. I think it's because of the maybe like a limited color palette, that's what I would call it. We've got orange, yellow, black, and white, and that's pretty much it. And so something about that I think makes the whole deck feel like extra Halloween, even compared to the Halloween Tarot, which I do really love. However, I do understand the sentiment of like people just wanting this. And I'm super, super excited for next Halloween season. And I think I'm gonna keep this, usually with my holiday decks, I got this, this idea from Meg from Rose Honey Ritual, that I keep my decks, I've got big, like, those big plastic, like, storage tote bins for each holiday for all my decorations, and what she said she does is she keeps her very, like, holiday-specific decks with those decoration bins. I was like, that's so genius, because, I mean, storage is always a thing, right? And so for a Halloween deck that I know I'm going to use on Halloween, or, you know, for the month of October, I keep all of them in the storage bin with my Halloween decorations. So it's kind of this fun thing of like when I take out my decoration bins, it's also like, oh my gosh, I've got all these decks to play with too. I did the same thing for like my Christmassy ones, but I might keep this one out. Long story short, I might keep this one out because I think I might want to play around with it. If you all would like to see a review of it now, let me know. I'm not sure. I didn't jump right into doing it since I know, like, maybe it would be more helpful to do it when next Halloween season comes around. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But I really love this. I think the production quality is great. It is the new linen finish that US Games is doing. So it shuffles amazing. I just think it's so fun. So that is the Happy Halloween Tarot, the US Games version. I think they did a fantastic job. I love these backs. Everything about it is just so fun. The guidebook is great from when I got into it. Love it. Okay, do we want to do, I don't know. Sometimes I split these into like decks I got for review versus decks I bought, but to be honest, I think the way it works for me with any sort of review decks is like I am asking for them. Like it never happens, for me at least, that I just get sent something and I don't know about it. I'm always like saying yes or no to something. So I guess that to say of like, just because it's here as a review deck is not a reflection of whether I would have actually brought it into my collection or not, just on my own, because it's a choice, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I don't know. I'm not gonna differentiate because, again, like, if I wasn't sent with the decks I choose to take for review, if I wasn't sent them, I would have bought them. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's just keep going. Unicorn's Journey Tarot came in. This was such an exciting mail day, truly. This is the full-size version. I also have the mini, but it's in my work bag. It's living in my work bag. I use it almost every day if I can when I get into work. Because I'm there usually an hour before the library opens, so it just depends. Depends what I gotta get done, but I try because I love it so much. I will say with the mini, it is the first mini, like true mini deck I have that I can comfortably fully shuffle. Fantastic, truly fantastic. So, this is the Unicorn's Journey Tarot by Lisa. The full-fledged Kickstarter version, which came out so beautifully. We got this holographic star. I am obsessed with the pink edges. Oh, so it's like a perfect shade of like this fuchsia pink. And I don't even know like what to say. It's a masterpiece, beautiful. I have a whole video that I went through of the prototype of this deck. So if you want to see a full flip through from me specifically, I suppose, because of course, like Lisa has a really great video, of course. There's a lot of great walkthroughs out there of the prototype, and since people have been getting this in, but yeah, I do have that walkthrough where I really get into my thoughts. But I love this. This deck has been such a staple for me since getting the prototype, and it feels so cool to like just have watched the process of it coming to life to this full gorgeous version. And yeah, again, it's been a staple. I really, really love this deck. To me, I think the most special part about it are the self-worth messages for each of the cards. And often that's really how I use it. When I think because when I got it in, I read the guidebook cover to cover. So I pretty much know like the storyline going on here, you know what I mean? And so most of the time when I pull a card, I go in for that self-worth message, and it's so fantastic. I think there would be so many different ways you could use this deck. I think I've used it just as like an everyday reader. I've used it if I want like a card for the day, a card for the week even. I am very heavily considering using the prototype that I still have to do my Wheel of the Year next year. I think having a self-worth message for the whole month would be amazing. And actually, no, I think I'm going to do that. I think that sounds so cool. So yeah, love it, love it, love it. Unicorn's Journey Tarot. Amazing. Which, I mean, now that we're on that, should I just get right in? It's at the bottom of this pile right now, but we need to do this next. Because how can we talk about Lisa without talking about Peggy, right? Also, so I just posted, this past week, a full walkthrough of both of these. This is a Sassy Dragons Tarot by Peggy Papez, supervised by Lisa Papez. We have the classic edition here, the not safe for work version here, and I just instantly fell in love with these, everything about these. And I've been using them every day this whole week since recording that video. What was I gonna say? Oh. And also, I was cracking myself up afterwards because in that walkthrough, while I'm going through the cards, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think this might be Peggy as a dragon. I think this might be Lisa as a dragon. Not even like registering in my brain that smack on the cover. Oh, and then there are two dogs. Smack on the cover. That is a Lisa dragon. That's a Peggy dragon. And there's their two dogs. Right on the cover, like, obviously. So they do show up throughout the deck, which is so cool. But I think what's fun is that even without the box, even without seeing it all together, I picked up on that. So that's something. So yes, we won't spend too much time on these because, again, I just posted a whole video of these. These are prototype decks, so there are some changes. I talked about one. There's one card that showed up in the not safe for work version that is the same as the classic, and I went over what it will actually say, but also if you look, I would say also like watch Lisa's video because she's gonna have the best information, but also in the comments she put some other information on that video, so you know, if you're interested in watching that. But everything about this deck, from the cardstock, the size of it, these large rounded corners. I don't think I have another deck that it's such a unique shape. And you know what it reminds me of? You gotta hear me out on this one. And I've never personally experienced this item because I'm not a fish person. But like, you know those anchovy tins that are like, they're like a rectangle, but they're long. You know what I mean? Long and like really rounded. For some reason, when I see these cards, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what it reminds me of, which in my head I think is the cutest thing ever. But yeah, just everything about this, I think what has been so cool about experiencing Lisa's deck and then Peggy's deck is that there's so much intention that goes into, one, just the user-friendliness of it. I can't really imagine many people who would have a hard time handling this, shuffling this. It just felt really mindful towards that experience because it's a smaller size, but not where it gets to mini per se. It's a soft, flexible cardstock. It's not thick, so it just feels really user-friendly. But then, you know, so there's that side of the intention of just like the production quality of it, the usability, but then also just the way that their personalities come through with these decks. It's that level of intention as well, which I think is really amazing because for the both of them, they worked with artists to create these images, and so I can only imagine the back and forth that had to happen between creator and artist to really make these come to life in a way that really, it's like, spoke to them as people, but they accomplished it. They really did. I love this so much. I really do. I can't stop using these, truly. So that is the Sassy Dragons Tarot. These are on Kickstarter still, so I will have a link to the Kickstarter below. I'm so excited about them. I just think what those two are doing has always been fantastic, but it's like they just keep finding ways to level it up. All right. Next up is another new deck from one of my personal absolute favorite deck creators. I seriously, at this point, collect her stuff. There is one deck I don't have that I keep. I'm like, should I just, because I have all the rest, should I just get it because I've got everything? Anyway, she came out with a new deck this past month. I bought it immediately upon release because I'm like, yes, 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 yes. It is Weird Weavings by Faina Laura. I don't know why I held that box so weird, so sorry. Weird Weavings. This is the latest Faina Laura deck. I love her so much. Everything about everything she makes, truly. Anyway, Threads of Feminine Wisdom. This is a 24 card rune deck. So, I am not someone who knows runes. I don't. And I'd like to. However, pulling runes isn't something I think to do. Honestly, if it's not in card form, I am not going to remember to do it or think to do it. That's where I'm at. And while I think there are really some great rune decks out there, there have never been any that feel like they really speak to me. Like, I think the Runic Odyssey is gorgeous. But I think it's just that because it's like the focal point is the image of the rune and like there's not really much else going on the card, it just doesn't, I'm like, I know I'm not going to use it. So personally, again, if there's others out there, I'd love to know, but personally, this is the first rune deck I've seen where it feels really illustrated. And it feels illustrated in this like Victorian portrait kind of way. So we gotta get into it so you can see, because I'm obsessed. I haven't even used this yet, but I just feel like I'm kind of saving it a little bit for the holiday season. I just feel like for some reason her art in general just feels like it fits perfectly to the darker half of the year. Oh my gosh. So, okay. Oh, I just love this so much. I love it so much. So it is a glossy cardstock, which I think with a 24 card deck, since it's a smaller one, I like the glossy. I think it makes it easy to actually shuffle it since there's not that many cards. So, but there's that. So we have the name of the rune here. We do get an image of the rune somewhere in the illustration. Then we get a keyword. That was the other thing I really loved. But all of the cards have this, like, these different ornate borders with a portrait in the middle. So it looks like this, like, all of these frames. And again, I don't really know anything about runes, so I can't speak to how well the illustrations match what's going on, but based on the keyword, I'm feeling like they match. These are the backs also. How pretty is that? Mystery. I mean, oh my god. I'm so obsessed with this. Strength, and she's holding, I think that's like a steer skull, question mark? I don't know, but I love it. Defense, and she's got the snake. Recovery, this bear, the idea of like hibernation almost. Wisdom, the two crows. I'm really, really obsessed with this, to be honest. I just love it. I haven't even really used it yet. This just feels like the rune deck I was waiting for because there is something really interesting going on every card. There's illustrations, but then also it feels so beginner friendly because you get that keyword. There is also, though, a little guidebook that comes with it that goes into each of the runes. So you do get quite a bit of information about each of them. It was looking like at least a page and a half, if not 2 pages. So that's something to note as well. I just think this is so beautiful. I just love her art so much. I really do. So that is the Weird Weavings by Faina Laura. I'm so excited about this one. Okay. next one by an artist I also really admire. This is the Dark Goddesses Oracle by Caitlin McCarthy, and I do think this one was an indie deck that went mass market. If not, there's something like really similar to it that I want to say she put out. But this is out from Page Street Publishing. Really interesting box setup. So the box is too deep for the cards, so there's like this interesting like shelf insert almost, like a lifter. I don't really know about that, but it doesn't like, it's fine. Like it's not cumbersome, I should say. Interesting though. I have the guidebook out somewhere else because I used it this morning and didn't put it away. But I just love this art so much. So this is a deck all of Dark Goddesses. There's quite a lot of cards in here. Does it say on the back? No. No. Alright, the book is right there. Let's see. If the book says. This is my card I pulled this morning. Santa Muerte. So it's all different pantheons, all different cultures. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, they're not, I'd have to count. There's a lot. I'm just gonna say there's a lot. Maybe in the intro there's something here. No, it's not telling me exactly how many, so I'd have to count. Not gonna do that right now. But there is a lot. So you get a ton of different dark goddesses in general. And the cardstock, I really, really like the cardstock. I would compare this to if you have any decks from Running Press, or, sorry, yeah, Mystic. It's like RP Mystic is this sect of it, from RP Mystic. I love their cardstock that they do. This feels very similar. So what I really like about this deck, I actually really like the muted color palette. I think because we get so much detail with the image, but I like that we get the goddess name and a keyword. I almost didn't get this deck because I'm like, oh, I have so many goddess decks. Like, do I really need another one? But this one first of all, it's got a different vibe than any of the other ones I have. But the keyword is so good. This one, and I do have another one that has keywords. I'm blanking on the name right now. I can't think of the name. But yeah, no, it has me considering, like, maybe I should, like, this or that, some of my goddess decks. I've been thinking of doing Elisa this or that soon. Let me know if that would interest any of you. Because I feel like I could do that with my goddess decks right now for sure. Because honestly, maybe just mostly holding on to the ones that have these keywords is what I need to do. And I'm not really one to, like, I don't feel like I need a keyword on my oracles. That doesn't bother me when they have, like, more of a phrase rather than a keyword, you know what I mean? Like, I get into guidebooks, so it's okay, but I don't know, just something about with goddess decks, I'm really enjoying that layer there. So that is the Dark Goddesses Oracle by Caitlin McCarthy. Really excited about that one. Alright, keeping on the goddess train, this I got in for review this month from Llewellyn, and I do have a video up already for it. It is the Call of the Morrigan Oracle. She already has a bag that I love so much. And I've been loving this. I loved the experience of unboxing it. Again, that video is up too, but I've been using it since then, and it's just, it really feels so special and really so in tune to that Morrigan energy. Which, I mean, of course, because the two creators are Morrigan experts, but then choosing Naomi Cornock to do the art, just genius move, genius move. Because something about her artwork also really just lends to this energy. The way she does, especially like crows, I don't know, something about her artwork feels really kind of raw, and like, look at this card. She just gets emotion across so well. It feels, whenever I use, like, she has the Old Ways Magic Oracle, something about her artwork has this way of like instantly having this like sacred feeling, for lack of better word, and that absolutely carries over to this deck. So considering it has a specific goddess in mind, it just doubles that, I feel. I'm really, really, really enjoying this. Totally recommend if you are someone who's interested in the Morrigan. So that is the Call of the Morrigan Oracle. That's new from Llewellyn. Okay. Ooh! This one is another Kickstarter that came in this month, who already also has a bag, and it is the Gothic Literature Tarot. I'm super excited about this one. I mean, as a librarian, how could I not? How could I not get the Gothic Literature Tarot? But also, just, this whole thing is such a vibe, truly. I just love the dark mysteriousness of it, the whole color palette. It is so moody, and I love it so much. And I also really like, too, so the majors all have a specific character from some piece of Gothic literature attached to it. But I actually really like that for the minors don't. I think if the minors also had that going on, it would have felt a bit overwhelming to me personally, for whatever reason. Where having it focused on the majors just makes sense. And I love, too, the choices when we sometimes get other colors in there. Like, oh, it's so good. So just, again, this whole thing is such a mood. The cardstock is beautiful. I'm not crazy about the gilding, but it's a little bit sharp, but not a huge deal. The guidebook is great. Oh, I love that. With the torches, I mean, that's so beautiful. I love this. I love it so much. I think it's going to be really fun, possibly with pairing with different books, just to use in general. But right now I'm reading the book One Dark Window, and already I'm like, ooh, I think this is the pairing. So, that is the Gothic Literature Tarot. I was super excited about that one, and I'm glad it really came in fast. Alrighty. Next up, we've got the For Strange Women Oracle. Now, this For Strange Women Botanical Oracle. Now, this company, For Strange Women, is a perfume company. And I don't know what it's been. For the last month or so, I have just suddenly really got into perfume. I'm gonna say, like, got into perfume because, like, late high school, early college, I loved perfume. I loved just, like, trying new perfumes, and, like, choosing which one I was wearing that day was, like, so special to me, so important, and I loved it. And then I don't really know what happened. Like, it just didn't become a priority anymore. But I'm back into it again, and it's been so much fun, truly so much fun. And so I knew about this company from seeing this deck around on, like, Instagram and YouTube, and so I wanted to check it out. So it is a, let's see, The artwork, originally created to represent For Strange Women's limited edition botanical perfumes, interprets a new concept for every new moon over the course of several years. Super cool. So, all the cards in here represent different botanical perfume notes. It's just so fun. It's such a fun way to like cross two worlds of interest that I'm having right now. And also, just the whole vibe of this, again, is just so good. I love this kind of like parchment style deck, like the vintage kind of darker feeling. I love it. Everything about this is so good. I love this Nightshade card that it shows a tomato plant. Because I think a lot of times when you see Nightshade, it's that, like, what's it called? Deadly Nightshade, that plant is usually what you see. But, like, there's a lot of stuff in the Nightshade family, like tomatoes, eggplants. So I think it's really, really cool that you see that there. Curio cabinet. So I shouldn't say it's not all notes. It's like notes and like things to do with perfumery and like inspiration, things like that. Super, super cool. But I love this deck. Like, it's just so easy to pair. Look at that Baba Yaga. It's just so good. This is like a category of deck that I could have so many of. It kind of reminds me of my own Cottage Witch Oracle. Maybe a little bit like Memento Mori. Something about like when there is this simple like parchment style card with a single image, and it feels witchy. I love it. I love it so much. So that, oh my god, look at that clock image. Hold on. I need to find that again. Oh, so good. So good. So that is the For Strange Women Oracle. And I'm excited. I got a sample when I ordered this of their Earl Grey perfume, and it was so good. London Fog, and it really smelled like a London fog. I loved it. So that's that. Okay, two more here. The Lost Holo Tarot. This I got has been on my list for a bit. But then I want to say I saw Marlena pair this with the Seasons of the Witch Samhain, and I was like, I'm sold. They paired so well together. This was actually also in my October wrap-up video, because this was definitely a favorite from the month, because I pretty much exclusively paired this with the Seasons of the Witch Samhain, and I loved it so much. They really paired so well. But now that we're out of Samhain season, I'm excited to try pairing this with some other things. I think there's some other stuff that it could really go well with, like the new Black Salt Oracle, I think would be super cool. Ooh, maybe even that Dark Goddess Oracle that I also got this month. But I think this tarot is really cool. That's all I honestly have to say about it. It feels very numerological as well in the guidebook, which I'm enjoying. Look at that, 3 of Pentacles. Oh, and also I like the keyword on it. That's a little bit different for me, but I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I don't know. This is a different one for me, but I really like it. I think it's so cool. So that is the Lost Holo Tarot. Alright, and last, but certainly not least, this was another one that when I saw it coming out, it was an instant buy. And it is the new version of the Playful Heart Tarot. I am so obsessed with this. I'm so obsessed with this. This is one of my favorite decks of all time. I love it so much. Where is my other copy? Because I want to show. I know I had it out because I was showing Andy the size difference. And I want to do that with you all too. But where is it? Rats. I gotta find that. Got it. Here she is. So, one of my favorite decks, but I think the only reason ever that I maybe don't use it as much as I think I potentially could is because it wasn't super easy for me to shuffle. I would never say, like, a bad experience. It is the same size as Pagan Otherworlds if you have Pagan Otherworlds and don't have this deck. So she's a tall gal. And I do not have long fingers. I've got actually notably short fingers. And so I couldn't riffle shuffle this. I had to kind of do it from the corners. And then when I would like hand over hand, I always was dropping cards. So when I saw this version coming out, I was like, I have to. It is just, oh my god. It's the best little size ever. It's more of a standard, actually I think it is just standard tarot size now. So, if I can get it to nicely. It is also, this one didn't have gilded edges. I actually colored them rainbow. So, did I? Yes, I did. I colored them rainbow. So usually they just came like plain white cut cardstock. But this one does have gilded edges. It's nice gilding. It's not sharp, so cool with that. Can I get them to be perfectly next to each other is the question. Perfect. So there, you can see. Little bit larger than tarot size. So they're skinnier, they are shorter. Just a dream to shuffle for me now. And I think that's really all that changed. Well, okay, the cardstock is a bit different. It's not that Pagan Otherworlds like super soft linen. However, I don't want to make a judgment on that because I've had this one so long and I've shuffled it so much that it could be that that's why it feels softer to me, so disregard that. I have no idea. But I love it. I'm so excited to have this, like, this version of one of my favorite decks that feels really just a lot more usable to me. But then, again, I can have this, I don't know. It's one, I can't, like, I'm gonna just live with having 2 copies because, like, I just love it so much. And then look at this bag. Are you kidding me? I got the collaboration with Moonlit Fae for this bag. It's so cute. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, dropping the box. This is one that, I don't know, maybe I will... How fun would it be for the Wheel of the Year to have a Unicorn's Journey card and a Playful Heart card? I know that would be double tarot, so I don't know, but I really liked I did Lisa's envelope style readings, so that means that there's going to be 12 envelopes with cards that you can only open when the month comes up. So what I personally did was choose decks that I have 2 copies of or 2 versions of for whatever reason, or if I have, it was one that I was reviewing, I have the prototype and the finished copy. So I think I'm gonna do that again. So it's like every deck I have 2 copies of now, I'm like, ooh. I don't know. Anyway, really liked this. What am I saying? I really was excited that that came out. That's what I was trying to say. And yeah, so pleased, so pleased. So that is the last deck that I got in this month. I just feel like there was a lot of joy in these decks that I got in this month. And I don't know, there's a lot that have a similar vibe that are just really so helpful right now. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like sometimes certain decks come in right when you need them. But other than that, I'd love to know what new things you all are playing with or getting in recently or thinking of getting. I love hearing about that. But other than that, I hope you're having a great day so far, and I'll see you again very soon.